Welcome into this edition of Hand Raised Guys. We'll get started here in just a second. I'm Neal McCready. Chase Parham's here. As you can see, we've been adding stuff and working on stuff here in the Clark Ford Studios for the last couple hours with Chase. I've been doing it throughout the course of the day. So, cheers. We'll get started here in a second. I'll let Chase open it up like it's a regular show. So we'll go to the main thing here, and we'll get started.
Just because I am one paranoid individual, our backup recording device is still working and everything is fine.
It appears to be. Working. Let me make sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we Neal came a long way today. Here we have Neal has come a long way today. I'll be honest. You sent me a text last night around 8:45. I was a little worried.
I was a lot worried.
I was not 100% sure we were going to be at the place we're at right now, but here we. I
have watched 6 hours of tutorials.
Do you think so?
Probably.
Well, you watched that one like 4 times, so does that count?
I watched
that like an hour
I
and a
watched
half?
the one girl
that?
so long that I feel like she and I have dated and broken up and dated again.
I mean, you're going to be closer with her than you are some of these Peloton instructors by the time you get done with the
I don't know that
the eCam tutorials.
I don't know that I go.
I mean, it's going to be 1988 Kathy Ireland before we get out of here.
It's possible.
Just saying.
It's possible. We've had some moments. So, welcome into the show. It's Hand Raised Guys, the Oxford Exxon podcast. We'll put this up at some point tomorrow, assuming the file's okay. I think it will be.
The mics have that muffled sound again. All right, so let me play with it. I don't know. Did we touch anything?
I did not touch anything.
Okay.
Then one person says, is it my speakers or am I getting blown out? So we might actually be too high.
Think we're too high?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, the recording-wise, it's not showing them a bunch of anything.
No, actually, because when I talk, it's where you want it to be. But
all right, people keep telling us, giving us updates here. I'm playing with stuff, but I need some feedback as we go. I've played with the gain a little bit. I've cut us down. It shouldn't be too loud, if anything. If anything, my recorder's not really maybe going. Yeah, mics are not good. Why would it be different?
I don't know.
We haven't touched a thing mic-wise at all.
Haven't touched a mic all day. I'm going to make sure. Do you think it's the audition?
It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be affecting anything at all.
Now they're saying it's better. Just keep giving us some feedback. We are a little hot when I'm looking at the thing here. I think part of it is that we're not used to this system.
They said I'm okay now. I moved us both. Yeah, turn. Neal's a little hot. Sounds fine on my iPhone. Jay says turn us down on the eCam just a touch.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I got it. All right, we'll try there. It's down a little bit. See what happens.
Yeah, we're all hanging out. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, we've said this all along at the beginning of the week. This was going to be a test week. My friend Jay Tate, who is an absolute saint of a human being, has taken multiple calls from me over the course of the day, has tried to help as much as he can from Montgomery, Alabama. They said my mic could use tweaking. What's weird is that I haven't touched my mic all day. I really haven't.
You really haven't, have you?
No, I didn't. Well, I did a show with Greg and Campbell, but I've listened to that audio and it was good. The audio was fine.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if I was really being critical, I mean a touch muffled, but I mean it was not enough. It wasn't to this point.
No.
This is you're much better now. Maybe I turned some knobs and here we go. Maybe we fix this.
Well,
thing.
I turned down the master volume a little bit too, like you said too.
Yeah, everybody says we're better now.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Do I need to turn it down a little more? Or are we okay?
So much better. No, I think we're good.
Okay.
I'll be down. Fix something. I mean, you start turning knobs. I mean, we reference this a lot. I mean, it's really as Kevin Costner in For Love of the Game. You just start messing with some stuff. You touch a few wires, and suddenly the car cranks, and you go home with Kelly Preston. It's the damnedest thing. But
she's no longer with us, is she?
No.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Told her a little low now by some people. I'm
a little low. All right.
Well, no.
No, hold on. I turned it down just a little bit more, so I'll take it back to where it was. It's kind of sensitive. There it goes. All right. We're okay. This is the pre-show. I'll let you start the real show.
This is the pre-show?
And that way you can go in and when we edit, you can just chop and you can find it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Here, I'm going to wait just a couple more seconds on. Got some text coming in telling me what we're getting on different devices, so I'm just going to check those real quick.
Okay.
But, see how it's going.
So we've got.
What are we watching tonight?
Well, we're going to watch the Bengals and Browns when they get started. They had not started as of a minute ago. I think they started in about 7 minutes. I had turned it to golf for you, trying to be a nice person and trying to be a friend, and I'd flipped it to the Heat and the Celtics game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals while we waited for the NFL to get started. I was trying to be a good guy.
Well, we were working at that point. I wasn't. Now it's good. All right, I think we're completely good. I'm getting good from iPhones and TVs and all sorts of stuff. So
we're dealing with a lot of stuff here. I mean, I feel like the scene in Bull Durham when they're all on the mound.
We're definitely candlesticking right now.
Yeah, I mean, the pitching coaches come out and we're like, listen, we got a lot going on right now. What's happening against Greensboro right now is not what's really on our mind. We're dealing with a lot of stuff.
I'm a little dark from where the light is, but I don't think we're going to get up and move it around. So I think it's just going to be where it is for the.
Well, I can move it. That's not a problem.
I mean, I don't care. I'm just saying I've got a kind of a. I'm a little darker than you are.
All right. Well, here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something fancy. Watch this.
You're going to take you off the camera.
I'm going to put you on. You're 2, right?
Yep.
There you are.
Okay. We'll start the show. Hand Raised Guys, Oxford Exxon podcast, whatever you like to call it. Tonight is brought to you every single time by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. You can use the Speed Pass Plus app, pay right there on the app. Don't have to go inside, don't have to touch anything. You can get on with your day. It's quick and easy there with the Oxford Exxon and the Speed Pass Plus app. Also, lunch specials, $5.69, 2 sides bread, 32-ounce drink. And you can get those every single day. Again, chicken spaghetti, chicken and dumplings, spaghetti, a lot of different options there throughout the week with the Oxford Exxon. We're coming to you from the Clark Ford studio.
We're coming to you from the Clark Ford Studios. Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. It's right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote, and the rest is completely up to you. You can shop that quote around, or you can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today. You'll love the service. You'll love the product, of course, and you'll just love everything about Clark Ford. Corey always says, I want to be your truck guy. I want to be your car guy. People say, what does that mean? Call the number. You'll start to find out. 662-257-1900. I'm coming to you. Guests will join us. You guys will join us a little later tonight on the Rafters Music and Food Hotline. Got some graphics ready for that and everything. Had a snag with that, but we're going to work through it. We still got time. Huh?
Through the graphics?
Yeah, not really the graphics, but with the three window screen.
We don't need that yet. So
no, we're okay. It's all going to be okay.
We were trying to fix it, and we had like 15 minutes, and kind of went, you know what? It's not necessary now. We'll get to that later.
F it today. We'll get there, though. We'll get there.
Key tip for computers, when there's a lock and an unlock, if you're going to screw with stuff, click the lock button so it doesn't go away. Like, keep it locked. That's true. That was kind of what happened.
We'll get there. So Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford, they're open. I'm not really sure what exactly the limitations are right now, but it's getting better. We're getting better. I'm telling you, we're heading in the right direction on this thing. The pressure is on the people to get it right, so we're going to get it right. Rafters on the Water is open out at Sardis Marina. They're open till 10. I guess each night open at 11, open and close at 10, and then Rafters in New Albany is open as well. Drink specials, great food, burgers, po' boys, shrimp, everything there, house-made margaritas, everything there at Rafters on the Square, Rafters on the Water, and Rafters in New Albany. So, Chase, we haven't had a chance to talk about it. We spent a lot of time over the course of the last few years talking about powder blue uniforms.
Oh, that's where we're going to start. Okay.
I think it's important. We've talked a lot about uniforms. You and I have been uniform snobs.
Yeah, real quick, what's up with your shirt?
What do you mean?
What's the logo, the skull?
It's a skull. It's a Robert Graham skull shirt. It was going to be a a surprise because Campbell's a Kyo, and that's some of the skull thing, and I was gonna like wear it.
Kyo's a skull logo.
That's one of their
really?
things. Yeah, they're big on skulls.
Okay.
And so anyway, when the pandemic happened, I already had the shirts. It's like, oh, to hell with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Good. People were asking.
Okay.
I'm facilitating.
I didn't know. I've got a lot going on my screen. You know what I mean? So I'm just hanging in. Oh, I do see where they were asking about the skull shirts. There you go. So anyway, powder blues. They broke them out. I think they were hoping to wait till next week, but the word got out.
Okay. Yeah, why did they go ahead and jump ahead? I mean, they easily still could have waited till next week to officially do it, though. I mean, the word wasn't out enough where it was like, oh, God, we can't put the video out next week. Why do you think they rushed? Do you buy the theory that at least, I mean, maybe not to a huge way, but in some way it gives a little more enthusiasm to try to sell some tickets?
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean,
I just think, trying to build some program momentum. Kids like it. Recruits like it. Players like it.
It looks like it might even match.
It's close.
I think it's going to be okay from a matching standpoint.
Now, the one that the Ole Miss account put out,
well,
it's pretty powder blue today.
But now it was in that weird lighting and the way it was shot. Like I saw Chris that used to do video for Ole Miss because Dylan had put a tweet up basically saying, what is Ole Miss's real powder blue with the baseball, the basketball, the football, and the softball uniforms? And Chris responded to it and said, well, the way that football picture was taken, you had to kind of doctor it in. Like there's a way they're actually having to that was an artificial color, if you will, in the photo. So I saw the other video that was put out, the actual video. It looked pretty close. I thought that I think they're going to be okay.
Okay. I liked it. I think it looks really good. What pants are they going to wear?
I would wear white.
A solid white? Is that what they're going to wear? Or are you going to break out a white pant with the powder blue stripe?
No,
because that's what I'm. That's what.
Oh, now we're sexy.
I don't like a solid white pant. I never have.
Well, okay, solid white or gray?
No.
Well,
white.
You would wear white over gray.
But why not get it right? If you're going to do it, why not go white with either the two blue stripes down the side or one blue stripe? Preferably the two blue stripes.
TC, are you really, or is it a joke or are you being serious here? He says, I wasn't going to buy tickets until I saw the uniforms, bought them 10 minutes later. Tell me if you're serious or not.
You know what? If I'm a big fan and I'm on the edge, that would have pushed me over the edge. Because you know what it told me? We're not going to be hostage to the past. It's a new era. We're moving on. Now,
you had to order them 2 years
the
ago.
old era ordered them. But I don't know that most fans, the common fan,
I bet they wear gray pants with them.
Doesn't the gray pant have a navy stripe?
Yeah.
And a red stripe?
Yeah.
And the jersey has no navy or red? I don't like
They're
it.
going to wear the powder helmet, but a white helmet with a powder Ole Miss script would look really sharp.
Yes.
That's what I would wear.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd wear the white helmet with a powder Ole Miss script. I mean,
they're clearly not going to, unless
they're going to wear the powder.
Unless
on powder.
they're tricking us.
No, but I think they're going to wear powder on powder.
Any chance they break out a powder blue pant? Because the jersey has no secondary color at all.
No, it doesn't.
So you could break out a powder blue.
There's no red in that at all.
You could break out a powder blue. I think it has a little red in the SEC thing. But you could break out a powder blue pant with a white stripe or two white stripes. And that might not be a terrible look. I've said all along, listen, Ole Miss has been embracing this powder blue thing for a while. If you're going to hug it all the way. Either jump in or don't.
Well, because fans like it. I mean, look, we're days away. You'll see some of it on us very, very soon. I mean, we have our own online shop coming aboard. There was going to be some powder items. We were aware of what people want.
Well, multiple times I told you, can you make that in powder?
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I mean, at least on 5 occasions with items that you showed me, I said, do they have that in powder?
Yeah.
Especially with some of the stuff for women.
Yeah.
I said, you need to get that in powder.
because that powder blue polo with the red state logo is really sharp that we'll have available.
Well, the navy blue polo with
like that one now.
The navy blue polo with the powder emblem. I can't wait. Webb Morris, this is so funny. Shows you how politically correct YouTube's gotten. His message is white pants, man, and they put that on hide. I have to approve it.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm gonna let that go.
Yeah, that one's okay.
Yeah.
I think by the time we have this show next week, we will have the online shop for you. You'll be able to pre-order. And it'll take a few days to get to you because of the pre-order, but it just is what it is. We are not clothing people as far as selling, so inventory-wise, we have no freaking idea. So you're going to help us out on that. We're going to figure it out, and then we'll go from there. So that's
we talked about it. I hate to even say the word. We just didn't really know what it would do, and we still don't really know. But we can adjust quickly based on what happens, right?
Yeah, I think everything's pretty. I mean, I don't think we'll have a lag. I think once it starts, everything will come in pretty quickly, and we can get it turned around, and there's not much issue there whatsoever. There's no doubt about that. But the polos are good. They are really, really good. Color cleats, I assume they'll wear black cleats. I have no reason to believe they won't.
Depends on what color pants are they wearing.
What do you want to do? White shoes.
If you're wearing white, if you're wearing white pants and white socks, I want white shoes with the powder swoosh. Again, if you're gonna do
going all
powder,
in, then
do it like the Chargers have done it. Go in, jump in.
Italy blue, same blue.
Go in. If you're gonna do it, do it.
There is a trucker hat available. Joe King asking. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good looking.
It's all right. Yeah. Trucker hat's not bad. Yeah, the first line of stuff, T-shirts, polos, caps, visors, the rope hat things that people have asked for. Not my style, but
no.
I love you. Absolutely.
Did you do the quarter zip yet?
No, because we're gonna. That's a fall line deal. It's a month away. We
gotcha.
And then, like we told you, we kind of have like our flagship grouping, and then every month we're gonna give you a couple items that will only be available for that month, and then they'll be gone. Maybe not forever, but for a while, and then we'll do that again the next month and the next month. I've already got the first 2 months picked out on what those items are, and then we'll go from there. So, I would assume there will be powder blue face masks for the coaches. I would assume that is true.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, sure.
Why not? If I'm Kiffin, I'm wearing a powder blue mask.
So what's being phased out? Because powder is obviously coming on very, very strong. What is being phased out? Navy?
My guess is the Navy jersey.
They don't wear it a whole lot anyway.
No.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the Navy on the gray.
I like the red jersey with the powder blue helmet.
It's their best uniform.
It's a great uniform. And if you're going to wear the gray pants, and I don't want to upset anybody, but I'm not a gray pant fan. If you're going to wear the gray pants, that's the only real uniform combination that works. I don't like the Navy helmet and the Navy jersey. I don't dislike it, but it doesn't do much for me. And if it's dark outside, it just doesn't pop at all. The powder blue helmet with the red jersey and the gray pants.
But the thing is, you like the powder blue helmet, period. Other than on the Navy jersey.
Yeah. I don't like it on the Navy jersey. I like it with white.
Yeah, it's clean.
If you're going to wear the white uniform, you can get away with the Navy helmet fine.
Oh, it looks good. So.
Yeah.
It feels, though, like it's going to be red and powder and white for the most part.
That's what it sounds like. I'm curious to see what they do with the powder on the road. That will tell me just how much they're truly embracing powder.
What do you mean?
Do you wear a white jersey with the powder pant? Did you order a powder pant? I don't know. I would have ordered a powder pant.
And wear it with a white top. With the red numbers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Think that'd look okay?
Yeah. And a powder helmet. I would. Nobody else in the league is powder.
No.
You can own that. You can be unique.
Well, and look,
And
everybody
Kiffin-
likes it. I mean,
Look, Kiffin, here's the thing. We did some of this in the Soft Verbal podcast. Kiffin wants to recruit and make Ole Miss a national brand.
yes.
Okay? I think we all would admit.
You don't think he's going to focus on Mississippi exclusively?
So,
you don't think you should, really? I mean, if you don't sign the top 12 players in the state, can you really recruit anywhere?
you want to get into this, or do you want me to refer him to the Soft Verbal podcast? Because we did 45 minutes of this yesterday, but I can summarize. Here's the thing.
I'm poking with a pen.
I'll do this here that I said there, but I'll do it in a compressed version. Lane Kiffin was not going to stay at Florida Atlantic. You know who my sourcing on this is. It's impeccable. He was going to leave Florida Atlantic. He was going to take the Arkansas job. He stalled and stuff because he wasn't crazy about the idea.
He did not want the Arkansas job.
But if the two choices were Florida Atlantic and Arkansas, he was going to Arkansas. He was absolutely going to Arkansas.
He was done in Boca.
Yes. If his choices were Florida Atlantic and Arkansas, he was going to Arkansas. Here's the part where I'm going to give you guys a bone and at the same time probably upset a few of the traditionalists, okay? Why did he take Ole Miss over Arkansas? Because he absolutely wanted Ole Miss over Arkansas. When Ole Miss became available, that's what stopped the Arkansas momentum. Why did he like Ole Miss over Arkansas? Because he felt that he could build a national program at Ole Miss easier than he could build a national program at Arkansas.
He saw it.
He'd been
His
there.
brother was here.
Yep.
He had lots of things about that. He was here in 14. He saw the 14-15 stuff.
That's why he took the job.
Yeah.
So, frankly, if you're going to build a program around a bunch of 3-star kids from in-state and surrounding areas, you're better off taking the Arkansas job than the Ole Miss job. Arkansas State is nothing close to the same factor for Arkansas as Mississippi State is for Ole Miss on in-state kids. Is that fair?
Of course.
He took Ole Miss because he thinks it could be national. He thinks he can take Ole Miss national. He doesn't want to go 7-5 and go consistently to the Music City Bowl. That's not the goal. Frankly, if that's the goal, I don't know. I think Arkansas might be a safer bet because you don't have an in-state opponent that battles you. Your rival, if you will, that the SEC has set up is Missouri, and they're average. At Ole Miss, your rival that's the rival that really stirs people is LSU. They just went 14-0 and won the whole damn thing. But if your goal is to win big, Ole Miss is a better job. And to win big at Ole Miss, you got to go for it. You can't be hostage to this Mississippi thing. Lane Kiffin didn't take the Ole Miss job because he thought the Grove was cool. He didn't take the Ole Miss job because he heard about the traditions. He took the Ole Miss job because he thinks he can win big there. He thinks he can recruit nationally there. We don't know whether he can or not right now because there's a pandemic. But he thinks he can. And that's the truth. And so if you're going to do that all the way out.
Look, Ole Miss had a brand 5 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago. They were a national recruiting brand in 2016. I know that feels like 3 decades ago, but it was 4 years ago.
But if you're going to do that, you can't build it around, hey, we're a tradition.
No.
To young kids, man, they don't know what tradition. So embrace something different. That's where the whole powder blue thing's kind of cool. That's unique. That's you. Kind of flashy. Kind of different. So I think they're going to embrace it. I do. I have a sense that he wants to put his stamp on stuff. You're already yawning into the mic.
I'm good.
7:32.
Right.
I'm boring you to tears.
I'm good. I'm drinking all this caffeine over here. I might need coffee before it's over. I don't know. I slept fine last night. I'm all right.
I haven't slept well in A week.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Wake up thinking.
Are you?
I've woke up thinking about this a lot.
Look, you've got to be a little proud of yourself. 6 months ago, you'd be like, oh, hell, I don't know. I mean.
Yeah. No, I'm effing determined, so I'm going to get there. I'm just,
It's so much more intuitive than what we were using. I mean, the other one was a little complicated.
Yeah, I wish people could see my screen, and they'd be like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot happening right now. No, but I do. I think that's the goal at Ole Miss, is to go for it. Because what they were doing in the past doesn't really work, Chase. Mississippi made, as cool of an idea as it is, as much as it sounds good, it didn't work. And it's not going to work. I've been here 13 years now. Number one, there aren't enough players in Mississippi to field your roster with Mississippi kids. And number two, Mississippi State's not going to let you dominate the class.
They're always going to pick one or two kids and get them.
Yeah,
We've seen that constantly.
Jeffrey Simmons and Chris Jones say hello.
Yeah.
Leo Lewis says hello.
No matter what you do, they're going to get their claws in a couple.
They're going to get there. So you're not going to dominate the state. You can look at it and go, oh, we're going to get the top 10 kids in Mississippi. Okay, cool. You're not. You're not. I'll take those odds all day long. You're not going to get them.
But you do have a brand that, when it's at its best, can go in and nationally get kids out of other states.
It's proven it.
Shea Patterson's from Louisiana. Greg
Yes.
Little's from Texas. Larry
Yes.
Tunsil's from Georgia or Florida. But whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
Yeah.
Laquan Treadwell's from Illinois. Robert Kimdichie was from Georgia. You can get those kids to come to Ole Miss. It's a cool campus. It's a cool town. It's all that stuff.
Now, you got to be efficient.
No, you got to be really good.
You got to figure out which ones aren't going to work, and you get the hell away from them.
Yeah, you
cannot waste time.
No, you got to recruit the hell out of it, and you got to get it right.
You got to have awareness.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to.
Here's the thing: can Ole Miss be what Alabama is? I don't know. Can anybody be what Alabama is? Can Ole Miss be what Georgia is? It will shock some people here with an answer. I think so. Now, is it easier to do it at Georgia than it is at Ole Miss?
I think Ole Miss. I'll say it this way, and I'm saying this because Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss finished 7th in the country in recruiting in 2016, and they had misses. I mean, that was as high as they could have gone. They had misses that year. We've talked about them. We covered them. All these different things. When you do the pecking order of jobs in the SEC, and you go down the list, and probably this would have made a podcast had I actually written them out and thought about it. But you go, hey, where can you win at? And you go, hey, would you rather have this job or this job? And you do that with all 14 all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ole Miss is the last job on the list that can do that. I think they're the very last one when I make out my list that I go, yeah.
That could win big?
Or, yeah, could be your perennial, okay, if everything's, all mechanisms are going in the right place, if they're all going in the right directions, I think they would, below Ole Miss is where I would draw the line.
I agree with that.
I think I just draw the line right there.
Yeah.
Because below that, I don't think South Carolina can do it.
I agree.
It's close. I mean, I'm right there on the line, but I think Ole Miss has a higher ceiling than South Carolina.
I think I agree.
Kentucky can't do it.
Nope.
Missouri can't do it.
Nope.
State can't do it, and Vanderbilt can't do it.
Nope.
That's my line.
You think Arkansas can do it?
No.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Not
Look.
Not anymore.
If Arkansas got everything pushed in the right direction, you've got industry. You got a lot of money. I mean. They can't under the current setup, and they've never done it. But I have a heart. The reason
they're set up to be awesome in baseball. They're set up to be phenomenal in baseball because of the way the scholarship thing works.
Yeah, I get that. But Arkansas's got
if you told me I could have an SEC job in baseball that's not named Vanderbilt,
you might take Arkansas.
I might take Arkansas.
I think I take Florida, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, but Arkansas would be in the conversation.
Sure.
That's where, not to get down the baseball thing.
Whatever.
But if you told me, that doesn't factor in football, and so that becomes a harder job.
Arkansas is A&M Junior, where a lot of stuff should be in place nationally.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work. Now, I get their high school football sucks. Like, I understand that.
So to win there, you've got to go into Texas, and you got to get into Oklahoma.
There's no safety valve. There's no this number of kids in Arkansas. There are going to be this many 4-star recruits, and hey, even if the other school grabs a couple of them, we're going to get some, and that's the start of our class.
Yeah.
Because you look what Ole Miss has done. They've still had some Mississippi kids that have been kind of that rooted early portion of their class.
But the reason people are pissed off outside in media land, by the way, is because they've made their living off covering Mississippi kids. They have great connections with a lot of Mississippi high school coaches. In one case, they have great connections with a whole lot of Mississippi runners, handlers, money men, bag men. And if this staff isn't going to focus on that, those connections go by the wayside because they don't matter.
So you thought that was personal, not just...
Yeah, hell yeah, it was personal. I know you're trying to tweet me, but I'll play the game. Hell yeah, it was personal. I mean,
I thought it was just logical thought, and really the way Ole Miss was supposed to go about putting their class together.
I wrote it on this site when it happened. Hell, I wrote Ole Miss should hire Lane Kiffin the day that Ole Miss hired Matt Luke permanently. He makes sense. Is it a sure thing? Of course not. The jury's out. I said this on Soft Verbal. I'll say it again tonight. People can maybe agree, maybe not agree. I don't know. You cannot sit here and say with 100% certainty that this is going to work. But you can't sit here and say with 100% certainty that it won't work. And I can tell you because I just watched it. And I watched people who I like try to do it. Mississippi Made doesn't work. Won't work, can't work. It's flawed. And those were good people who cared about the school, who cared about the program, who worked their asses off. But it didn't work. And so when it doesn't work, you have to try something different. Now is the perfect time to try something different. Ole Miss hasn't won anything in years, Chase. They just went 4-8. Had it not been for Arkansas and Vanderbilt, they wouldn't have won a league game. The last time Arkansas won a league game was at Ole Miss. Now's the time. Now's the time that you put your eggs out there and you go, hey, what the hell? Let's roll the dice. What's the worst thing that can happen? I've written this for 2 years. What's the worst thing that can happen? You go 3-9? What's the difference between 4-8 and 3-9? Not a damn thing.
No.
Go for it. Now's the time to go for it. You can get conservative down the road if it doesn't work. What's the worst that could happen? It's like basic therapy, right? They go, hey, okay, well, let's play best case, worst case.
Yeah. And if you get the worst case where, hey, yeah, whatever.
What's best case? The best case is, so let's do this the way a therapist would do it. Right. What's the worst thing that could happen? Oh, gosh, well, the worst thing that could happen is, we don't recruit any good players. The thing kind of falls apart. And instead of going 4-8, 2-6, we go 3-9, 1-7. So in other words, you're like a baby when the baby falls. He or she lands on his butt or her butt. Football. Oh, yeah. Turn to football. I'm sorry. My bad.
You're good.
They turn to their, they fall 8 inches. They cry for a minute. But they didn't get hurt. Is that fair?
Yeah, sure.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Give them their pacifier and move on. What's the best that could happen? The best that could happen is it works. It works. You start recruiting nationally. You land top kids from all over the place because they kind of see it on television. They're like, that's kind of cool. And then they come visit it and they're like, oh, that place is different than I thought it was. How many times have you heard that? Oh, I kind of thought it would be backwards and redneck and whatever, but it wasn't. And next thing you know, you're winning. And then in this case, it's all laid out for the guy. You land Arch Manning and you recruit with him, and before you know it, you look up and
you're just a winning football program.
The conversation in 4 years or 5 years is
you're Ole Miss 16 if Freeze actually won and wasn't on probation.
Yeah, well, the question, the conversation is, do you think Kiffin's going to leave for Ohio State? Do you think Kiffin's going to leave for the Bucks job? That becomes the conversation. And if that's the question you're having, you're winning. So again, now's the time. Now, there was never a better time than now to do this because there's nowhere to fall. If you're on the bottom rung of the ladder and you fall off the ladder, you're not going to break anything. You might kind of be embarrassed if someone sees you fall. I'm like, that dude fell off the first step on the ladder. But what difference does it make? If you were on the very top of the ladder right now, you wouldn't take this gamble. Oklahoma wouldn't have hired Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, sure.
Oklahoma is on the top step of the ladder. If they fall, they're going to break stuff. You're going to break a hip, break an ankle, have a compound fracture of your leg. You got to make
they didn't need to hire the guy. When we were covering the coaching search, a lot of people went, my God, the ceiling's high. Floor's kind of whatever.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to know who you are.
Just roll some dice, see what happens.
I mean, go for it.
Well, kind of closing the topic, I mean, I pulled it up here. That 2016 class, yeah, sure. You look at all the guys that were on it, and they had Deontay Anderson. I mean, recruiting-wise, I know some of these guys didn't pan out, but they had Deontay Anderson, they had Greg Little, they had Shea. Mississippi, though. Mississippi's class that year, from a recruiting standpoint, put your head back there a little bit. We're talking about A.J. Brown, talking about DK Metcalf, talking about Benito Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, a trio of, linchpin class guys that went, these guys might be All-Americans one day at the college level. And then they had some other, from a recruiting standpoint, you had some other really, really good players. Octavius Cooley was not a bad recruit. Pretty good player coming in.
It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, you had dudes.
Yeah.
And then you were able to supplement it with the Bryce Matthews and Greg Eisworth ended up being an all Big 12 player at Iowa State.
But here's what's happened that's got people worked up. It's a pandemic, and so they've had to put the plan on ice a little bit. And some people out there are like, okay, well, now's the time to take those Mississippi kids. Take those Mississippi kids that are going to love Ole Miss and work real hard and play real hard. But they're not good. You're in a league with Alabama, man.
But they're not good.
You're in a division with Alabama. You're in a division with LSU. I mean, I'm not trying to prop up LSU, but look what LSU did last year. That's what you're up against. You don't compete with that with the collection of low 3 stars, coaching them up and getting them to play with passion. That's bullshit.
If Kiffin wins, we've talked about this. I mean, he has to win to be able to get a job outside, but there's not a ton of jobs. It's in our thread. Kiffin jumped to Florida State.
No.
That's not an upgrade, is it?
No, I mean Florida.
Well, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, but for Lane Kiffin to get the Florida job, if Dan Mullen were to leave for the NFL or something, for Lane Kiffin to get the Florida job, he's got to be minimum 10-2. He's got to have Ole Miss winning big. I mean, are there jobs Lane Kiffin would leave for? Yeah, there are jobs that are better jobs than Ole Miss. Anybody that wants to argue that? I mean, is Ohio State a better job than Ole Miss? Yes.
Was this game in picks?
No.
We didn't put this in picks? I appreciated it. No Saints game in pick this week.
I just gave you a break.
I'm going to pick against them every week. I mean, I'm either going to win or they're going to go 16-0, one or the other. So, I saw your thing here. I know you got a couple things written down or whatever.
No, it's okay. We're just talking.
This is on the message board. It was in the thread, and you said no. There's no way in hell you would not eat a scoop of mayonnaise for 5 World Series titles. It's not even a question. It's one freaking scoop. The question is how much mayonnaise would you eat in like an hour period for the 5
straight?
Whatever. Pick your... For the people in the live stream who are not subscribers to RebelGrub.com.
Number one, you should subscribe.
Yes, it's like really cheap. I mean, it's like $9 since 1980.
I should put the little. I'm almost afraid to do it.
You can hit the little button.
Well, I the little subscribe button.
This is for YouTube though, correct? It's a YouTube subscribe button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if I can.
Neil's been playing with widgets today.
I need to minimize the. Audition to do this. Is that okay? Or would you rather me not?
No, you can minimize it.
Yeah, I'm just minimizing.
Bring it back in a minute and let's make sure. But yeah,
No,
you should be able to minimize it without it dying. That's fine. Yes, it's the same price it's been since the War of 1812. The White House was on fire the last time they raised the price.
Yep.
Yeah, like Michael says, I'd eat a jar for the Cubs to win 5 straight. A jar of mayonnaise in, let's say, an hour.
Yeah.
I get that. The question is how much mayonnaise. Because I hate mayonnaise as much as you do. And you give me 5 years of titles, I eat a lot of mayonnaise.
Would you really?
Oh.
You would throw up and all the stuff that you would do with it? Because it would be ugly.
I'm serious. I'd eat 2 whole big jugs of it for 5 titles.
You really think those titles would make you that happy?
But you're just doing it one time. I don't have to do it once a year. I don't have to do it for a week. It's got to suck for 30 minutes.
It really sucked. But no, your point's a good one.
Pete says he'd eat a jar per day for a week straight for 5. See, no, I want it over with at one time. I can't.
Yeah, I'd rather eat 5.
I'd rather have 2.
I'd rather go ahead and eat 5 jars.
Than, hey, you got to eat a new jar every week.
No,
Mentally, that's torture.
That would be torture. Yeah, just get it over with.
Can you put it on something or is eating it straight? No, I think you got to eat it straight because putting it on something, suddenly we're getting into a little different deal. Somebody says mayo or Miracle Whip. I don't know. Hellman's. I mean, whatever. I don't know the difference. I don't eat mayonnaise. I hate it. So did you put our button up?
No, I'm looking for it. I've downloaded a lot of stuff, dude. Can't remember exactly where I put it. No, I didn't know where I put it.
Well, I just meant it'll take 30 minutes, I'll say, to eat it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to minimize audition to do this.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, one rough week for 5 great sports years worth it. 100%. I don't even think it's close. I mean, you've got to get grosser than mayonnaise to get me to even consider that being an absolute no-go. See, I've never even tasted Miracle Whip, so I don't know the difference. I don't understand what's Miracle Whip versus what's mayonnaise. That's how low I am on the mayo understanding.
Did it play?
Well, I'm delayed. No, I'm not delayed. I don't see it.
I'm not sure I did it right.
You don't think you put it on the screen?
No, I'm pretty sure I didn't.
It hasn't popped up.
No.
Stop with the pears and the cheese. That is disgusting.
Wait, there it goes.
Oh, it popped up for like a second.
Yeah, that's all it does. It's just a 4-second file.
Well, put it up again. One more time.
Okay.
Can you do it again?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you loop it? Let's not
I
get
probably
crazy
can,
right here
but
on the
I don't want to do it right here, right now. I'm not sure I want to do that right this moment. There it goes.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, there you go.
It's too short though.
Look, man, I'm doing the best I can.
I'm just saying. We missed a couple of you, Webb, as always. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks, guys, for all you do. I think it's time for a new logo for HRG. Got a couple logo things in the works because it's in cahoots with something else we've got coming down the pipe here soon. So hold on. We got some stuff coming from that standpoint. Why do y'all think the Pac-12 is waiting to start back football? And says he'll be sending us peanuts again this week. Appreciate the peanuts. The honey ones are fan-freaking-tastic. Just absolutely love the country ones and the honey ones. Take advantage of those, everybody. Those are by far the best one.
Laura wants to talk about the sour cream chicken, and I really don't. That's
the sour cream chicken.
It's
like casseroles.
It was a terrible thing that was done to me.
I'll let you tell you in a minute. I'll let you tell me in a minute.
Okay.
Also, Gulf Coast Rep, thank you again. Super chat there. You and Webb says I'll catch up. Thanks for the do. Says can LK take us national if he wants to stay and Barry State? We've talked about the state thing a lot.
He has to not think about state. State has to not be on his mind.
Period.
You got to beat Alabama, Auburn, Texas A&M, and LSU. And if you do that, you already beat state. You can't think about state. If the goal is to be national, state can't be on your mind.
You got to win 7 out of 10.
If the goal is to beat minimum, if the goal is to be national, you're not worried about whether Mississippi State gets the 5.6 3-star from Taylorsville. You think to yourself when they sign him, you go, that's cute, nice kid. He can't play for us. Otherwise, I mean, if your obsession at Ole Miss is Mississippi State, you're not national, unless they're national too. Dan Mullen doesn't grow on trees. I know everybody hates him, and I get it, but he's a hell of a coach.
This podcast kind of likes Dan Mullen. You and I both kind of.
He's a hell of a coach. It doesn't matter whether I like him or not. If
you'd let him coach your football team.
If someone said, hey, you can have Dan Mullen or we're going to go pick some coach for you, I'll take Mullen. That's safe. I'm not going to suck with Dan Mullen.
That's true. Your floor is very high.
My floor's high and my ceiling's high. You can't be focused. If you're here and you want to win big, you can't be focused on Mississippi State. You just can't. It's got to become a nothing game. It's got to become a game you play. You got to be cognizant of the fact that when you go down there wearing that uniform, that they're going to be ready for your ass.
Yeah.
But you can't be focused on that game.
So what happened to sour cream chicken?
I hate to even talk about this.
Yeah, no, keep tomato and mayonnaise sandwiches as far away from me as humanly possible.
I'm not eating those damn things. Would you eat those every day for a week for 2 Super Bowls?
Well, I'm allergic to tomatoes.
Okay.
So does that give me a medical exemption?
All right, it's got to come up with something.
I'm not going to die.
What else is gross to you?
Cottage cheese.
All right, would you eat a cottage cheese and mayonnaise sandwich every day for a week?
For what?
2 Super Bowls.
2.
2.
Back to back or over a period?
Back to back. A repeat.
Look, I'd say yes, but oh God. Like, I said the words cottage cheese and I want to throw up.
Oh.
It might be the worst food to me. Cottage cheese might be number one. Like, I just, the way.
So she used to make this chicken dish, and she would cook it in Pyrex.
Okay.
And it was like breadcrumbs and what I thought was sour cream. And I loved it. It was one of my favorite things. Brown rice. It was delicious. And I always thought it was sour cream because she called it sour cream chicken. Turns out the sour cream was mayonnaise.
Really?
Yeah, and I was hurt.
Oh.
I was hurt.
That got you.
Yeah. It's cold. It's tough. Tough thing to hear.
That's pretty funny, actually.
It is pretty funny now that I think about it, but
yeah, see, I don't even want to know that sour, like cream of chicken is in a casserole. I might eat the casserole, but you can't tell me. Even if I kind of taste it, just don't tell me. If you tell me, I won't be able to eat it.
Are you a big casserole person?
No.
I'm not either.
There are very few casseroles.
Like Caroline loves casseroles.
Seriously?
Seriously, loves them.
Like what, though? Like tater tot casserole? Hamburger casserole?
Damn near any casserole. It's just not my thing. But it's a lot of people's things because if you Google casserole, there's 1,000 things that come up right away. Actually, more than that.
Oh. Yeah, like the hamburger casserole where they put the tater tots and stuff on it. Yeah, like no, like I'm good. I'm all out. Like you could do like chicken and rice in a casserole dish in some ways that I'm okay with. But yeah, I don't want the crazy mixtures.
We paying some bills and then going to calls? What else are we talking about before we go to calls?
I don't know.
Pac-12 is going to play.
Yeah.
Pac-12 magically has cured myocarditis in a week. It's amazing. Mountain West.
California, Gavin Newsom saying they can practice and there's no rule, even though there was clearly a freaking rule in the book. But sure, whatever, great. Because he goes, yeah, there's nothing that stops you. And then a couple people went through it and they went, hold on. It says you can only practice in clusters of 12 people at a time. It's like that's not inhibitive. Like that's not a problem. Like
he's like, well, you can start off doing 5-on-5. You're like, no, Gavin, that's not how this works, bud. That's not the way the football thing works, champ. Not in the middle of September.
Yeah. Make a macaroni cheese and beef casserole with mushroom soup as a base.
No,
I'm out.
I'd rather not.
No, sweet potato casserole is fantastic. Don't.
Yeah.
Never criticize sweet potato casserole.
On Thanksgiving.
Pecans and or marshmallows on your sweet potato casserole?
Yeah, but either. But if I serve,
you're fine with either?
Yeah, sure. But if I serve that to you on March the 3rd, you're like, what the hell's this?
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You don't think people just roll up into Ajax and order sweet potato casserole on the menu 365 days a year?
I don't.
Well, you don't roll up an Ajax, period.
No,
I'm
but
just
that's
saying.
not what I want. If you serve it to me on Thanksgiving, I'm like, this is
So you
awesome.
think there's certain foods that you only eat in the time periods they are presented?
I think the brain is a powerful thing.
So if you come in tomorrow and Laura goes, "Hey, we're having turkey and dressing tonight,"
I would look at it like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. Well, dressing's the best example. Dressing on Thanksgiving, like, oh, this is fantastic.
so what do you eat if you kind of have a dressing hankering in April?
Cornbread?
Hash brown casserole?
Sure. LB's has a great hash brown casserole. It's
Really?
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
What happened? Did you ding through the computer? Oh, I think you dinged through the computer. And
Oh, someone texted me.
yeah.
and
Apparently, it
dinged.
blew out some eardrums.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Yeah,
We're going to learn some of these things.
yeah. It's all good. All right. I'm done with the food thing. I might come back to it, but whatever you like to do now. You want to take calls?
Yeah, let's pay a couple bills, then we'll take some calls. Ole Miss Athletics, Ole Miss Hoops. I talked to Kermit Davis today. There's a story at rebelgrove.com. I didn't talk to him. I mean, I did talk to him, but other people talked to him too. So I'm not like it was some sort of an exclusive deal. It was a Zoom call. The the practices begin October 14th. The season can begin on November the 25th. All of the tournaments are. It was a funny thing. It was Oklahoma State basketball where they had a fake press conference with the players, and the coach's answer to everything was, "I don't know." It's a good question, but I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. So Ole Miss, as of today, is scheduled to open its season December the 1st at home against Rider. That almost certainly won't be the first game, but if you were to ask Kermit right now what will be the first game, his honest answer would be not really sure. Where will it be? I don't know. Will it be a tournament? Maybe. This is a lot of moving parts, but there's going to be a college basketball season, and that's the good news. And speaking of, there will be games at the Pavilion. There will be some form of attendance. If you want to make sure that you're going to go to games, highly recommend that you purchase season tickets. You can do that at OleMissTix.com. That's OleMissTix.com. Are you ready for some flag football? The Oxford Park Commission will have a youth flag football season at M-Trade Park this fall. Registration has begun. It continues through October the 4th. Leagues are available for ages 6 to 12 at a cost of $40 per child. There are discounts available for multiple players from the same family, so visit OxfordParkCommission.com for more details on signing up. We've told you a lot this week about Jupiter Security Systems because they have probably saved my sanity. Chases 2, perhaps. Based in Madison, Mississippi, Jupiter Security Systems provides your business with a help desk, allowing you to get software at a much cheaper price. Here, I'll take you off so you can do what you need to do. At a much cheaper price than you would pay going directly to Microsoft or the direct cybersecurity services. They offer businesses the full Microsoft 365 suite, email, spam protection, monitor their workstations and servers, and they do a whole lot more. By the way, they don't see your data, but they do know if malicious applications get installed on your computers, and they can sort of handle that. So let Jupiter set up remote monitoring on a computer regardless of the location. They can monitor home computers, protect your data wherever you choose to work. It's 601-519-9583 or email info, that's info at jupitersecurity.net. You can also check them out at jupitersecurity.net. Neil's picks are up at rebelgrove.com. They are sponsored by the College Corner. We even picked the Liberty game. I think the caption and some of the thoughts on the Liberty game are worth the price of a subscription. It's a one-stop Rebel Shop corner. College Corner is with 2 locations in the Jackson area. In Ridgeland, it's next to Fleet Feet, and in Flowood, it's next to Half Shell. If you don't live in Jackson, it's okay. Go to collegecorner.com, collegecornerstore.com, and you can also find them on Facebook and Instagram. So they have the largest selection of Rebel gear in Central Mississippi through the month of October. Mention Rebel Grove at checkout. You'll get 15% off your entire purchase. Just put Rebel Grove in the coupon tab at checkout.
Calls?
Want to take calls?
You want to take calls?
Yeah, let's take some calls.
I mean, you're in charge. I'm just hanging out. So
Yep. It's a
new world.
It is that. All right, so Skype's already open. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think you still are just showing your screen.
No, I've switched.
Oh.
I've switched. You're on that about 10-second delay.
Calls coming in.
Hello, caller. Welcome into the show. How are you?
Hey guys, how y'all doing tonight?
Bubba, how are you, my man? What is
I'm
up?
doing well.
Scroll across
Just
the bottom
got
of the
back,
screen.
just been working. I did about a 12-hour day today.
12-hour day? What happened?
Yep. Just a lot of work. Lot of towing. So, but into the Miller Lite a little bit, and then got back from Table Rock, and the grand youngins took Miller and fed him some nuggets. He just got really sick all over the truck and pooped all over everywhere. Golly, I was so glad they went back to Alabama. Can't tell you.
What kind of truck
Other
you
than
drive?
that, yeah. Note to self: don't feed a puppy McDonald's chicken nuggets or yourself. They're just nasty.
Well, we agree here. We're not big McDonald's fans, so we're all in with you on that one.
Did y'all run off the pretty lady? Because I'll hire her as my intern.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Turn Skype down.
All righty.
Just a touch.
Okay.
Yep. But that's really all that's going on with me. And look forward to you guys opening up your store. I'll definitely get something on it. And really appreciate Walnuts playing tonight. Hopefully we'll 3-0 after this.
Who's Walnut playing tonight?
They're playing, if you wouldn't ask me, I swear I could tell you. I'm too tired of. They had Bernie Myrtle the week before, and I cannot think, Chase. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But anyway.
Whoa, what is that?
That's not good.
No.
All right.
Whoa.
But
Woo.
I'll talk to you boys later. I'll give you a call. I guess it's Saturday, right?
Yeah, we'll be here on Saturday, and hopefully we'll have some better things. I don't know how to turn my phone off, by the way.
We just got to turn it to Do Not Disturb.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
That's a thought.
I can tell you how to do it, Neil. Swipe up and hit the little moon sign.
I've got it. Got it on Do Not Disturb. All good.
You boys have a nice night.
All right, Bubba. Thank you.
Well, it's on your computer, though, isn't it? Not your phone.
Yeah, it's the computer, and
We can do it there, too. Or I can do it. I don't mean.
Okay, we'll figure it all out. We're learning. We're learning as we go. So I'm going to open up the phone line. I know how to do this. Got to figure it out. Here we go. There it goes. You got to be a little impressed that I figured out the scroll and all that stuff, huh?
The scroll's impressive. I was
just a
pretty
little
locked in
bit.
there.
Just a little bit. You're impressed.
Yeah, I was very locked in there.
Yeah. So the Rafters Music and Food hotline is open. How'd the U.S. Open go today? Were you pleased? A lot of good scores I saw.
Yeah, it was by far the highest scoring U.S. Open to date at Wingfoot. Coming into this season, I think only two players had ever finished below par in a U.S. Open at Wingfoot today. I haven't seen the afternoon scores. I was about to pull up right now, but this morning as I was watching, Justin Thomas was 5 under. Patrick Reed was 4 under. That is very loud, but I'm not sure what we can do about it.
Yeah, we're going to figure that out. Who do we have here? You with us?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
This is Mike, the truck driver, finally getting back with y'all.
Mike, good to have you with us. How are you?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Can you hear us? All good?
Y'all are a little low.
Okay.
All right, let's see. I turned it down a moment ago.
There we go. Now
Oh,
I
okay.
can hear you.
All right, you're good. What's going on,
What
Mike?
y'all fellas up to this evening?
Neil is it's like gunfire around here. We're hearing bells and whistles and all sorts of stuff going on.
I'm learning the hard way that I've got to get my phone disconnected from this computer. That's what I'm learning.
Are you home or are you on the road?
I'm in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Where is Mount Vernon, Illinois?
If you know, it's on 57 in between Sykeston and Effingham.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, if you come up to Chicago, you probably go right through it.
Yeah, I've been right through there several times. Are you pulled over? Are you at a truck stop, or where are you?
Yeah, I'm at the TA here.
How long are you there before you have to take off again?
Well, you know, since the government's got all the control of it, I can't leave till about 5:30 in the mornings.
Why is what you got to fill me in on that? What do you mean?
Well, we have a DOT regulated clock that we have to run by, and they give us basically a 14-hour work day. And we have 11 hours that we can drive within that 14 hours from whenever we start that morning.
Okay. So you even have to take three. You potentially take a little time off even during the day too, or do you go 11 straight?
Now you have to do a 30-minute rest break. Give that just a second.
You're fine. You
have to do a 30-minute rest break after. You start out with an 8-hour clock as far as your driving, and you just have to take a 30-minute break somewhere between when you start and that 8 hours, and then it'll give you your other 3 that you can drive. It's an ordeal to understand, that's for sure, but you don't want to mess it up, or you can earn yourself some fine awards by doing that.
How is that monitored? How do they figure that out? How do they know whether you stopped for 30 minutes or that you went over the 11 hours or all that?
Well, the particular truck I'm in now, it has a GPS in the hooked into the computer, and it's linked to a tablet. So anytime I move the truck over 5 miles an hour, it tells that tablet that I'm moving.
Oh,
so it's pretty heavily monitored then.
Oh yeah, look, people don't realize how strict people think they got strict rules in the workforce. Become a truck driver, because there is no such thing as overtime when it comes to driving.
What was dinner tonight?
Well, I just picked it up, some Popeyes. They got the main restaurant in there closed down because of the COVID, you know.
Did you try that chicken sandwich we all go crazy about?
Is the chicken sandwich as good as they say it is?
I haven't tried it. I'm not big into chicken sandwiches because I want mine plain with mustard, and every time they put mayonnaise and lettuce on it. So I gave up trying that a while back.
Just regular yellow mustard on chicken sandwich?
Spicy mustard,
okay,
if they got it.
All right. So what'd you go with tonight? What we eating? Spicy, mild, white meat, dark meat?
I got the popcorn shrimp platter, and it comes with 2 mild chicken strips. I wasn't going to get nothing spicy because I really don't care to have to walk back up there again to use bathrooms.
What side item was the best at Popeyes for you?
Well, I like the jambalaya,
okay,
but it's kind of in the same boat with the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. They're fixing to abolish it off the menu, and I gave my thoughts about that, but
they're taking it away?
They don't seem to care very much.
Taco Bell's getting rid of the Mexican pizza?
You sound upset.
No, I don't know.
That's what the word is, and I tell you, that's what I told my wife, because the news about both of them come out at the same time. I said, well, they taking off everything that I eat.
just finding some variety on the road would be so difficult. I mean, in all seriousness, like just try not to where you're not eating the same dang thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, and I saw where another driver called y'all last week. He made a good point. A lot of these truck stops, you know, you have no problem finding a Subway at a truck stop. You know, every other one's got it, or, you know, McDonald's is pretty popular in the truck stop. And every now and then you'll catch one got an IHOP, and I try to get in them, get something a little different, but most of them have went to fast food.
So what is your sleeping setup on a night like tonight?
I'll sit up here and probably eat my dinner and be nosy on Facebook for a little bit. And which last time I talked to y'all, I was OTR where I was gone 2 to 4 weeks at a time. But actually, I just started this week new job, and I'll be home every weekend. So I look forward to y'all's show on game day, because my wife has seemed to have found her something to do, so I have the house to myself.
Well, stay safe out there. We really appreciate the call.
All right, y'all too. Thanks.
Thank you. Joe Burrow celebrating on our TV right now.
That was a really good throw that he just made, by the way. I don't know if you looked up and saw it.
No, I did not. You a spicy or a mild guy with Popeyes?
If I were to do it, probably spicy.
Yeah, because you're okay with the heat. I mean,
Yeah,
you eat
yeah.
jalapenos on a
For
pretty
sure.
good bit of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, we got boxes we need to open in a minute.
Oh, we have them today.
There's a couple there.
Okay.
One that's already open.
I saw one was open.
And that's what made me think of it, because it's jalapenos.
Oh, okay. Well, you gave it away. Good job.
Yeah, sorry.
Way to
Yeah.
entertain, Neil.
That's a good point. way to tease.
We're gonna get an unboxing tonight. One's a T-shirt. One's a visor. There's some pickles.
I don't know what the big one there is.
Well, let's open them. I mean,
Yeah, I can't really get to it right this moment. Everyone agrees spicy.
I feel like the mild people won't admit it. Like, even if they order it, I think it's one of those deals where they're going to say spicy in the stream, even if they get in there and it's mild. I think it's.
Do you prefer spicy or mild?
I'm okay with either.
Yeah.
It's a mood thing a little bit. I'm more likely to get a mild strip, but I'd rather have spicy chicken if it's actually on the bone.
Yeah, I understand.
I think that's more the way I would. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's some food things out there where people think they get judged with certain answers.
Yeah,
I think mild and spicy strips
well,
are two of them.
Our friend Eric here in the thread says, have y'all had the ghost pepper wings from Popeyes? As a rule, I stay away from anything that says ghost pepper.
Well,
because it's just too hot.
Well, you get to a level where what are we doing? I mean, kind of like our suckers over here that we haven't gotten to yet.
I was hoping everybody could forget that. Move on.
They're still hanging out. Ginger says mild in the thread, so we have a mild.
Yeah. You into mild or spicy, caller?
What's going on, guys?
Who we have here?
This is Tommy from Oxford.
Hey, Tommy, what's up?
Oh, man, just traveling down 81 South over here in Virginia.
Oh.
What part of Virginia
I'm a
is
truck
that?
driver, too.
We've kind of developed a fraternity of truck drivers here on Hand Raised Guys and the Oxford Exxon podcast. I've gotten multiple messages from different truck drivers and that kind of thing who appreciated our appreciation for truck driving.
Oh, I certainly do, man. You guys get me through a lot of boring days.
So where are you headed?
I'm headed to Memphis. I'll unload probably Saturday morning and come on over to Oxford, watch some football, I guess.
Where do you live?
Oxford.
Oh, you live in Oxford?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part. Okay, gotcha.
I live in Oxford.
Could you give away your address and social security number?
Quarter mile from the blue sky right there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Great place to fill up, blue sky, I'll tell you
the red
that.
light, go straight.
Yeah.
So you about done for the day, I assume?
I got about 3 more hours left to go.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So you're going a little later then.
And you're on the East Coast, so you're going to drive till after midnight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's usually what that clock over there says I got about 4 hours and 8 minutes left, so I'm gonna drive about 3 of them.
Oh, so you're on the time limit too. So if you go over the 4 hours and 8 minutes, it's trouble.
It's trouble. It's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of headache.
So you'll stop tonight around midnight. What will you do at that point? I'm actually really interested. What do you do? Have you already had dinner? Do you eat dinner late? What do you do?
Honestly, I'll probably go in the truck stop and grab a beer and go back out to my truck and drink it and go to bed.
Okay. So you have to sleep a minimum of. I mean, you can't get back on the road legally until when?
If I stop at 12, I can get back on the road at 10.
Okay.
They said 14 out of 24 hours can be on the road.
What's your sleep?
Yeah.
What's your sleeping setup? Do you have one of those luxury cabs, or what's it like?
No, my cab's kind of small. I stay in a hotel most nights. Our boss lets us get a hotel. So I haul cars.
Okay.
Yeah, I haul cars right there out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Waddle truck. Y'all ever heard of it?
I haven't, but that's okay.
Yeah, I got a pretty good boss, man. He's pretty cool. We kind of work on our own schedule, but sometimes you have to be up later or up earlier. Your schedule constantly changes.
So So you go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, you get ready, and you just do it all over again. You drive all the way to Memphis tomorrow. Is that right?
Right. I'll drive all the way to Memphis and get there kind of early tomorrow night, and I'll just wake up. The dealer I'm going to will probably be closed when I get there tomorrow night, so I'll have to stay the night and just get up and unload first thing in the morning.
So how excited are you for football?
Man, I'm excited, and when they released those Powder Blues last night, I was even more excited.
All
I
right.
like them. How about y'all?
We like the Powder Blue, so we're going to ask you the question we started off with. What pant do you wear with the Powder Blue? What pant are you hoping that they wear from a uniform standpoint?
I kind of like the gray pant.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of like it. I know I wouldn't like white.
You wouldn't like a solid white, or you would not like a white with a powder blue stripe on it?
I would prefer the solid white versus the stripe.
Oh wow, okay.
I don't really like to get too creative on the leg.
Yeah, we're not on the same page here, but that's okay. Everybody has their own unique uniform taste, and it's all right. It's all right. Nobody's necessarily right or wrong. It's okay. It's okay to have different opinions. That's okay. I'm for the stripe.
What do y'all think if they pop some? What do you think if they pop some red on that jersey though?
I'm okay with a little bit of red, but I'm not okay with a lot of red, because if you put a lot of red on it, before you know it, you're a Conference USA program.
Yes. Maybe like on where the white stripes are, like a little red stripe in between it. I don't want the number red.
I would do nothing more than accentuate like the SEC patch.
Just that little.
Just a tiny bit. Otherwise, you're Louisiana Tech.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with Louisiana Tech.
No, there's nothing wrong with Louisiana Tech, but it's not an SEC program. And if you're going to be an SEC program that's trying to win nationally, you got to look like it.
I've been wanting these Powder Blues for a couple of years, man. It just took Lane Kiffin to do it, or
no? The previous staff got the ball rolling. Kiffin might have sped the ball up, but it takes 2 years to get uniforms to happen. You don't just order them and they're there a week later. It takes a while.
Right, I got you. But I'm excited, man. I think we got a lot of playmakers. I think we're going to impress more people than they think.
Yeah, I just don't know. It's we haven't seen them, so hard to say.
Well, we haven't, and they're judging us, and they haven't seen any of those other programs either.
Yeah, no, I mean it's going to be a different year. I mean, like Missouri, for example, is not ravaged by COVID, but they're kind of ravaged by a lot of contact tracing. So they got a bunch of guys that aren't going to be able to play against Alabama. Not that they would beat Alabama at full strength anyway, but the point is that's going to happen all over the league, all over the country, week by week. Charlotte had to move their game with North Carolina earlier today to a game later in the season. It's just going to be a different season. It's going to look different. It's going to sound different. And there's going to be some weird results because of it. It's just the way it is.
At least we're playing football, guys.
Absolutely. Hey, be careful driving out there, okay? Thanks for the call.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a good one. Thank
You too.
Get to our boxes.
Yeah, you going to get to the box now?
Yeah. I got it right here.
Okay.
Says to Neil and Chase, hopefully this tickles your pickle. It's from Elephant Johnson.
My kids opened this box because they thought it was a box for one of them.
This is for Neil. We have a cup of Joe. Have a mug straight from JoeBiden.com on the back side of it.
There it is. He's been getting a lot of my money
of
lately.
Joe. Yeah, I know Neil's got all these supporter things laying around. All the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you give $50, you get one thing.
The big Biden sign out front.
And then some jalapenos.
Those look fantastic.
They do look good, straight up canned jalapenos.
He said they were fresh from his garden.
Really?
He and I have talked via Twitter direct message.
Serrano's pickled.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah, boy. One's Serranos and one's jalapenos.
Oh, yeah.
The jalapenos look fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, here are very similar.
Those look great.
They're big.
They look they look
It's
awesome.
going to have a little heat in it.
Put those in an omelet, good to go.
Oh, you like that?
Oh, yeah.
You're pretty traditional in an omelet, I would assume.
Not really. I'll actually play with an omelet.
Will you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's your coffee cup.
Oh, there's my cup.
Yeah. I mean, I got the Trump hat a couple months ago.
You did. It's a nice cup. Can't remember where it was 5 minutes ago. So.
You may grab the other one or you may get it?
Yeah, sure. We can grab it. Go for it. You're good. I'll switch screens for a minute. I will say the ability to switch screens as opposed to the OBS is a game changer. Is that a knife?
It was a pen. I was hopeful, but I think I broke it.
Yeah, I don't think a pen's breaking that.
Yeah.
You want me to go get you a knife?
Yeah, I'm gonna need something.
All right. I'm gonna put you on and let you talk to the people.
Okay. Yeah, that did not work out like we thought we were gonna do because this one's got taped up pretty good. It is straight to the Oxford Exxon podcast. Attention, Neil and Chase. So we'll see what is up in this one. But whoever put it together, they put it together quite well today as we are. We were not going to eat the. I guess we could eat the jalapenos or the serranos, but we were not necessarily going to do that. So it's all right. Let's see. Looking in the stream a little bit. Another one's awful shirts. Yeah, no, we don't have any more of those. Let's see. Oh, you got a knife? Pretty sharp there. They want us to eat the jalapenos, but
I mean, I'm game. I'll have a jalapeno.
you're not scared of them.
No, I love them. Even if they're super hot, I love them. I'm just checking to see what's happening in the NBA game, out of curiosity. Oh, 95-95 with 2:49 to go.
In game 2?
This is game 2. Heat
Okay.
won game 1 on a dramatic finish. The Heat's a different club now. They're scrappy. You earn it when you beat them.
What were they in the regular season? I mean, were they good?
They were good. They were the 5 seed. They had some injuries, but they're solid. They kind of have a culture thing.
If you send us lottery scratch-off tickets, yeah, we'll scratch them off live.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Do we get to win part of it if it happens?
It says cheers from San Antonio on the card on this one.
Okay, that's a good sign. Cheers usually means something good's coming. Nicole wants to know my favorite Office episode.
It's Scott's Tots. That is Neil's favorite.
That is so painful, man. Oh my God!
It's potentially the worst episode on television.
But it's great because it's
you feel viscerally uncomfortable.
Well, it's character development. To appreciate Michael, you had to have episodes like that. Otherwise, he's just a character. I have to think about which one's my favorite one.
All right, we got Ranger Creek 36 Texas Bourbon. It is straight bourbon whiskey. It is 96 proof. From San Antonio, I assume. Reading about it. So let's see. It says whiskey has terroir, which means it tastes like where it's from. Bourbon made in Texas tastes different than bourbon made in Kentucky. Our 36 straight bourbon is made from grain to glass in San Antonio and has its own regionally distinct character. Is it better than Kentucky bourbon? You can judge for yourself here. So
I do think Eric makes a good point. I do think the dinner party episode is fantastic. Where they're there forever, and it takes 3 or 4 hours for the dinner to be ready. And
I do know that one. I haven't seen them all. So.
That one's painful in a lot of ways too. Hang on, caller. We're going to get to you in just 1 second. We're still
same bottle there, 2 of them.
So two bottles.
Yeah,
okay.
We got 2 of that. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Got 36 Texas bourbon here from San Antonio. A lot of Texas stuff the last 2 weeks between Haley's mom and.
Well, it makes sense if you think about it, because if you look at our analytics, we're pretty good in Texas.
Got some Texas.
Caller, welcome into the show. Who's this?
Hey, how's it going? It's Austin.
Hey, Austin, what's up?
Hey, I'm a first-time caller, a long-time listener. I've got a question. I'm sure it's something you guys haven't spoke about too much, but it involves quarterbacks.
Okay.
So say Matt Corral, obviously I don't want this to happen, but say Corral goes down, or maybe he's just playing terrible. Does this staff go with like a Renfro or a Dent over a JRP to kind of promote the thing you've talked about with they want to put a product on the field that showcases what they want to do offensively, which, involves actually throwing the football? Or do they go with a guy who's done it and throw JRP out there and just run it?
We talked about this last week as far as what do we think the season matters, what does it mean, and I think the answer is potentially different because of what's going on. I think that it's a free season enough where you can go to the Dent or the Renfro to run the offense over a longer period of time versus if it were not in a COVID situation, I think you'd be at least more inclined to fully give John Rice the keys because he would be probably to win football games your next best option. I'm not saying you're not trying to win, but I do think Lane has multiple things in his mind right now when he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
I do too. I agree with that completely. I think this is that, as Chase was saying, this is a season that is about establishing what you're trying to do more than it is about establishing what you're doing. Does that make sense?
It does. I agree.
So, if this were a season, if this were year 4 of a coach, I think you'd see Plumlee have a bigger role. It's year 1. Mm-hmm. It's actually year 0. You're just trying to make sure that recruits see what you can do.
Okay. Yeah, no, I 100% see that. I've got one more question for you, Neil. Can the Nuggets beat the Lakers? Can they beat AD and LeBron?
Yeah, I think they can. Do I think they will? Not sure. There's a couple of mismatches that the Lakers have to be worried about. They have to be worried about how do you guard Murray. They don't really have anybody to guard Murray, and he is playing out of his mind in this playoff series, in the whole playoffs, really since they got to the bubble. And then you have to put Anthony Davis on Nikola Jokic. And do you sacrifice AD's offense? Do you risk AD getting in foul trouble? Jokic is very difficult to defend. He can do he can do anything at all with the basketball. He can score from the perimeter.
His passing ability is incredible.
He's an elite passer. He's very difficult. And so I don't know, I don't think it's a sure thing that the Lakers win that series. I really don't. Now, if you're the league, you want the Lakers to win because Miami is up 6 right now with 54 seconds left. A Miami-Denver series from a rating standpoint might be a nightmare. So I'm sure that there will be a temptation to have a very favorable whistle for the Lakers, but
Personally, I would like to see a Celtics-Lakers, kind of a throwback finals matchup there. I think that would be fun to watch.
a throwback to my old days when it was Magic and Bird.
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Well, if that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's about all I've got.
Okay, thanks for the call. Really appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Y'all have a good night.
You too. If that's going to happen, the Celtics better do something with this possession right here with 23.6 to go.
I'm kind of for the Celtics, just overall. I have no real reason why. I have no rooting interest, but I have found myself pulling for the Celtics above everybody not named the Mavericks this NBA postseason.
I'm really impressed with my scrolling ability here.
You like the scrolling ability?
I've got this thing mastered a little bit. It's the only thing I've mastered, but I've mastered that. Damn it!
Well, we need to get some different. It needs to look a little differently, but we'll get.
Yeah, no, there's some stuff we got to do.
Yeah.
No doubt. This is as basic as I want it to look. There's a lot you can do with it, actually, and it's tempting to just see this screen and think that you don't have much room.
You got some room though,
but you actually have a lot of room if you. It's one of the reasons that I think when we start building next week, we need to put the full screen up so that we can see what it looks like if someone were to hit a full screen.
Fair.
What's up, caller? How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. Who do we have?
This is Allie.
Hey,
I
Allie.
recognize
What's
the
up?
voice.
I thought it was Allie, but I didn't want to offend anybody, and it turned out to not be Allie.
I guess that would, like, somebody finally worked up the courage to call us of all
Yeah.
people their first time,
Yeah.
and then you call them somebody else, and
You know how it is.
that's intimidating.
We are intimidating to our female listeners, and we don't want to offend anybody. So, what's up, Allie?
Yeah. We are just hanging out. We are over 48 hours with no power down here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And wasting our precious phone battery watching hand race guys.
Hey.
well, we appreciate it. Tell us about the storm. What was it like?
Well, so we thought that we were supposed to get the eye, but it seems like it shifted at the last minute. So here it's really just we got a ton of strong winds. There's a lot of trees down. I think in Baldwin County there's about 41,000 without power, even more in Mobile County.
Yeah. So Laura and I, when we kind of first got married, we lived in Midtown Mobile, and they had those huge, those huge live oaks that are gorgeous. That they're so big that they break the concrete. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And we saw all of those, several pictures of those, basically down, and it's just unbelievable. The rain must have been incredible.
The Danville Square and like downtown Mobile, all of those oaks are gone. They pretty much all fell over.
So when are they potentially getting power back? What's kind of y'all's situation?
Look, we don't know because all 3 streets surrounding us have power and have had power since yesterday. And here we are stuck in the middle where we lost power at 5 o'clock on Tuesday and we're still here without any.
How are you passing time?
Watching hand raise guys.
Well, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. We spent a lot of yesterday and today cleaning up our yard, helping neighbors clean up their yards. We have a German Shepherd that's 8 months old. I don't even know if y'all can hear him. He's miserable. He's breathing heavy right next to me.
Oh, I bet he is.
Yeah.
Because it's hot now, right?
Oh, it's miserable. Yeah. Today, I think the high here was 85, which was the hottest that it's been since Tuesday. So it's been hot.
I'll always remember we were down there when Ivan came through, and then when Katrina came through, and when the power would go out and the storm would get through, and it would get muggy, so freaking muggy. It was miserable until the air came on. It made you want to invest in a really good generator, no matter what.
Yeah. And my in-laws live in Orange Beach, and my sister-in-law lives in Pensacola. So they got it a lot worse than we did, but we're all without power.
Orange Beach and Gulf Shores and all of that area just took a major hit. Those pictures were it's kind of, for those of us that love to go down there, it's a fun getaway. It's a vacation. It's kind of devastating.
Yeah, my in-laws had 3 feet of water. Their cars were flooded. They had 2 piers in their yard. Their neighbor had a 40-foot boat in their front yard. It's really bad down there, and Pensacola as well.
You said we're using your phone battery. How are you? When you have a bunch of external chargers, or how are we coping? Running cars and charging them there?
Yeah, we've been getting in the cars. We filled up with gas Monday, luckily, because there's no gas down here either. So we've been sitting in cars and charging our phones.
Running the air conditioner.
Yes, that too.
What are they telling you about when power comes back?
You said you didn't know.
Oh.
No, like I said, people around us have power. Publix, the Piggly Wiggly, and Ralph's here all got power today. So hopefully soon, but we don't know. We live on a power grid that's just our street with about 12 houses, so we feel like we're pretty low on the totem pole of power grids.
Well, we certainly wish you the best. That sucks. I've been down there for that, and I loved that part of the country, but I remember how much I hated hurricane season and when one was brewing in the Gulf, and you knew it was just there was nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean? It was just sucked.
Yeah, it does. But we appreciate y'all entertaining us for the night, giving us something to do.
Well, thank you for the call.
All right, talk to y'all later.
You too.
Allie.
Bye, Allie. Someone said they want a sports ticker, and I'm going to see if I can kind of make that happen. Let's see.
You can do a sports ticker? You just have to build scores into the ticker, right?
Yeah, it's got to create something.
Here we go.
I'm building one right now. Who the Heat play? Celtics?
Yes. They win?
Yeah.
Is it over?
Well, you're going to know on the scroll in just a minute.
Okay.
I messed it up.
Cleveland doubling up Cincinnati at this point.
I was working on that too.
Maybe the Bengals are not good, and the Browns are a little better than we thought. Week 1 overreaction.
Cleveland's up 21-10.
That is correct, yes.
No, Browns are up 21-10.
Well, that was the same thing.
No, I said Cleveland. Never mind.
Yeah, either way.
Second quarter?
That is correct. It's almost halftime. Mobile has a 6 p.m. curfew.
Really?
Yeah. Reading that on the live stream while you're talking. So has the Pac-12 said when they're starting back yet? Or do we just know they are?
They're talking about Halloween.
So even later in the Big Ten, though.
Yeah.
So do they get in the playoff too?
All right. So I was asked this question today by somebody who was worried about it. Does the SEC push a starting date back to accommodate the Big Ten and the Pac-12? I said no.
Why would you?
I said hell no.
Not your problem. Why would you do that?
Well, to match it up.
But they're not going to play 12 games or 10 games, though. Are they in those conferences?
No, they're going to play 8 games. Here's what's amazing is
no.
the MAC is going to come back now. What the hell changed in a month?
Everybody else is playing.
All right, here we go. I'm going to put this on scrolling ticker and add it.
And
I'm going to bring it down.
Bring it down.
Takes a minute. There it goes. Let's see what that looks like.
Stuart Mandel called for the SEC to back up.
Is that right?
Yeah. Of course he did.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. There's going to be this pressure to everybody be nice to one another. If I were Greg Sankey, I'd say, you sons of bitches, I'm out. We told you it was safe to play.
Yeah, we're not changing all of our crap and moving and losing 2 games, 2 revenue potentials of whatever the number is at that point to accommodate you. No.
Right.
No, God, no.
Okay, I X'd out. I had loaded it twice by accident, but I fixed it.
Because we had it up top too.
Yeah. Well, that was where I thought I'd messed it up, but in reality, I'd hit the enter button. I'm learning.
It's not bad.
It's a process. It's a process.
106-101. Miami now leads 2-0.
See, how about that?
There you go.
You got to admit, you're a little shocked that I've learned this much.
It's all good.
Yeah. So on game day, people have asked, how are you guys going to do it? What I've kind of thought about is I'll sort of direct the pregame show. During the game, we might just sort of switch back and forth. We've got to get some graphics and cameras fixed. And then the postgame show, Chase will drive it. And because I'm going to have to work a little bit, and then Haley will be in here with Chase for a little while, and then I'll get in, and then we'll go from there. That's sort of the plan, because I think asking one person to sit here and direct this for 9 or 10 hours is probably a bit much, which is one of the reasons that people said, what are you doing? It's twofold. One, I needed to learn it. And the only way to learn it is to be in it. And then two, it was because it's actually threefold, because I got this question. It was a good question, Chase. I got a question. It was two questions. I can't remember where they came from. One was a mailbag question, was how do you think this is going to impact basketball coverage? And another was a question of, hey, is this a one-time thing? This is a one year? You guys going to do this for 1 year? Or is this going to be a permanent thing? And my answer is, A, I don't know. B, I think basketball is going to be pretty limited, at least at first, with coverage. So I think we will probably do some of this. And I'm going to write about this on Friday. Kermit Davis really likes this team. He compared this team to some of his best Middle Tennessee teams in terms of work ethic and that kind of thing. If that's the case, there will be a lot of interest in this basketball season, and I think post-game shows would be a hit in basketball. So we would do it in this format.
Well, I mean, we've even contemplated, and I don't know exactly how it works. Maybe it depends on attendance. Maybe it doesn't. I have no idea. Even in baseball season, maybe just broadcasting during Friday night games and just
personally,
sit here and break down the game as it's being played out if we're all watching on ESPN3 or TV or whatever.
Personally, I think that's probably where this is going. And then someone said, what about football? I mean, this is an analytics business. This is a numbers business. We'll see what the numbers look like at the end of this football season. But if it goes well, I suspect that that's what we'll continue to do moving forward, and you hire an intern kind of a person to get the coverage in person, and you go from there.
Yeah, I feel like I probably should be at a game on Sunday, but on Friday night, I have thought about that. Just react in real time.
From a coverage standpoint, the only game that is necessary for you to be there is Sunday.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there could be some value in going, hey, you know what, tonight, Nikhazy and Kumar Rocker, we're going to sit here and we're going to take you through it.
And talk about what the pitches are. Frankly, from a coverage standpoint.
Almost kind of giving you announcers except on the thing instead of who you would be listening to otherwise. I mean, if we all synced it up, you could just mute that and we could take you through it. I mean,
well, frankly, from a coverage standpoint, the best thing to do on Sunday would be to cover the game, write something quickly, and then come to a post-series wrap-up.
Yeah, I think it's all very doable. I really do. I mean, I think that's a really good possibility on something we could do.
We'll touch on a few of the people who have made this network of podcasts possible. The Iron Horse Grill. I'll have food for thought up tomorrow. It's brought to you by the Iron Horse Grill, 320 East Pearl Street in Jackson. Live music 4 times a week. It's the perfect place to enjoy lunch, dinner, or Sunday brunch. Dead Soxy's ready for some football. There's a thread at rebelgrove.com. You can go to it, and it's a sticky thread. You can get a $10 shopping credit at deadsoxy.com. Simply click on the link, create an account, and redeem the $10 at checkout. If you are not a subscriber, you can go to Mike, email Mike at deadsoxy.com, get your $10 code emailed directly to you. Blue Delta Jeans will be a big part of our post-game show over the course of the football season that begins in 9 days. If you want to learn more about Blue Delta Jeans, they've got a lot of new materials that's coming out, new products that are coming out. It's DM them at Blue Delta Jeans on social media or send them an email, info at bluedeltajeans.com. Martin Palomo and I put up a Mind on My Money podcast presented by Pinnacle Trust. That's up today at rebelgrove.com. It's also wherever you get your podcast. If you want to learn more about pintrust.com, about Pinnacle Trust, go to pintrust.com. Mention you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the podcast. You'll get 10% off your first year's fees.
Blake Robinson says he predicts Bianco retires at the end of the season.
You would know that better than me. Mike's still a young guy. He's been at Ole Miss a long time, but he's only a little bit older than I am.
The educated opinion is that last year or year before, Mike wanted to coach another 10 years. Could he have a ride-off in the sunset season? I just don't think he's at that point of his career. I mean, I think they go win the national title this year. He's still back. I don't think he's there. I mean, he's like you said, he's not old. He's energetic. He thinks he's got a lot left in the tank. Frankly, he thinks he's a better coach now than he's ever been. Knows his players a little better. Knows how to adapt to his players a little better. I mean, I've talked about that. I think there was a splice point in 2018, 19, I don't know, whatever year it was, maybe 19.
He probably is.
And I think it changed things. I mean, I really do. Mike's 53.
I mean, that's not old enough to retire.
He's been here a long time, but that doesn't mean he's old. I mean,
well, they hired him at a young age.
Yeah, he was hired in June of 2000, so he just turned 33.
33. He's had a hell of a run.
Yeah, he was 33 when he was hired. Yeah, I don't think he's close to done.
Avery says she's renting a crane so she can watch baseball practice at Swayze.
I think it's gonna be live streamed. I think they're gonna do like some Facebook streams and stuff.
Oh, good for them.
Squads. Yeah, I think that's true.
How many programs in the country have enough interest to live stream practices for
Ole
something
Miss,
beyond
State,
the parents?
LSU, South Carolina, Arkansas. I mean, it depends what you think is worthy of a stream. I guess that would be the question. Texas, maybe. A&M, maybe. Not many. Vanderbilt would have some really big diehards, but I don't know that you would have some large group. I think it'd be a pretty small group overall. Yeah, those. I mean, you look at what the you look at the top 10 attendance teams in the country. I mean, it's those. But some people watch, sure. Yeah, I mean, and it was needed for the parents, considering they can't be there. I mean,
sure, of course.
That's an easy, good decision. I have no problem with that whatsoever. 21 players went under par at the U.S. Open today.
I saw that was a whole bunch of guys, 66, 67.
Not a lot of teeth at Wingfoot.
Was that surprising?
It won't be like that the rest of the week. There was no wind. The greens were very receptive. They're going to firm those up. They get a little.
How do you firm them up?
You don't water them.
Oh, okay.
They get dry and balls bounce off of them.
The one guy had a hole in one.
Saw that. Yeah.
Saw that. One bounce right into the cup. I was like, dude.
That's where he was aiming at. I mean,
hell of a shot.
I mean, is it really luck if it's where you're at? I guess it's.
Hey, caller, who's this?
Travis.
Hey, Travis, what's up?
Not a whole lot. Just ate some LB's Meat Market fish.
Oh, yeah, what'd you have?
Oh, some red snapper.
LB's is awesome, man. I don't know if you. Hey, I'm glad you mentioned that real quick before you get started. Episode number 1 of The Butcher versus the Spin Instructor is up at rebelgrove.com, YouTube. Go to our site, hit the subscribe button. That would be great. Greg Jones, Campbell McCready, they're going to pick games against each other all year. They started on today, and it actually went really well. I figured out that was challenge number 1 was figuring out how to get 3 pictures into Zoom. It was harder than I thought it was, but I got it done, and that's up at rebelgrove.com. We'd really appreciate it if you'd watch the YouTube and say nice things. And then we'd really appreciate it if you go to LB's Meat Market, 2008 University Avenue in Oxford. Like you're saying, they've got great fish, fresh from the Gulf, the freshest cuts, pork, chicken, obviously beef, and home handmade sausages that are absolutely fantastic, stuffed jalapenos, stuffed mushrooms. It's all there at LB, so check that out. Thank you for mentioning them.
Oh, anytime. I just got one quick question. I'll hang up. With Caden Mays being approved by the NCAA, was Otis Reese's chances to play more likely this year?
So fill us in real quick because I haven't seen this. Cade Mays was approved?
According to the message board, but, it could be wrong.
Well, if that's
Tennessee Volunteers, Cade May is granted transfer waiver by the NCAA.
Yes, that absolutely helps Otis Reese's case. No doubt.
Probably moves it pretty quickly, honestly.
Probably would make me almost tempted to say it will happen now.
Good. That's what I was hoping for. I was thinking that too.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I'm happy for both kids. There's absolutely no reason for either one of these kids not to be allowed to play this year.
Yeah, totally agree. Everybody should be granted at least one free transfer.
Oh, absolutely. No, and especially in a season like this one, where everyone's going to get an extra year of eligibility. There's no justification to not let those guys play.
Yeah, definitely agree. Well, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
No, you have to call.
Hey, caller, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. Who's this?
This is Mark. I'm from D.C. I'm calling y'all just because my wife is from Iowa, and y'all just happened to mention Dubuque quite a bit. I'm put y'all on speakerphone, so say hi. She's one of the 4%.
I am one of the 4%.
How are you?
Go Hawkeyes.
Good. How are y'all?
Oh, we're great.
Yeah, we just moved here from Nashville, Tennessee. She actually graduated from Northern Iowa and then got her master's degree from Ole Miss. I'm originally from Mississippi, but got my degree from Arkansas State. I'm a huge Ole Miss fan. We just wanted to call in and say, yes, we have Iowa listeners. She's about 3 hours from Dubuque, and you can see Neil's holding up the Iowa Hawkeye. She's actually an Iowa State fan, so.
Well, hey,
anyway,
send me some Cyclones gear. I'll wear that too.
Oh, you would do that?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You're equal opportunity.
I'm an equal opportunity Iowa supporter. I like Iowa State. That's my Big 12 team. So send me some Cyclone stuff, and we'll make that happen. So what are you guys doing in Iowa tonight? Just hanging out?
Oh, we're not in Iowa. We live in D.C.
Oh, you're in D.C. That's right. I'm sorry. I knew that.
Yeah, I moved here. I've called in several times, but I just got relocated with my wife. I'm in the military. I got moved up here to D.C. about a year ago, and just got word that I can move my wife up here now. So
cool.
We're reconjoined, I guess.
What do you do in D.C.? I know you're in the military, but what specifically do you do?
Well, I'm in the military.
It's classified, no.
He's classified. Yeah. Okay.
I'd tell you, we'd have to kill you.
Not necessarily, but anyway, long time listener. I've been listening to y'all for years and years. I have a pretty long drive back and forth to work, so I listen to the Oxford Exxon podcast. Every day, hand raised guys. The soft verbal. The mind of my money. You name it, I listen to everything. But my wife wants to say something.
The Thanksgiving episodes are my favorite.
Because it's the Egg Bowl?
Sure.
She likes the cooking.
Oh, she likes when we talk about Thanksgiving cooking. Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do some of those as we get closer. I'm curious because we had this conversation at our house because of the pandemic and stuff. You mentioned the holidays. Are you going to put up your Christmas stuff earlier than you normally would?
No.
Really?
I refuse to do it until Black Friday. Instead of going Black Friday shopping, I decorate for Christmas.
So you're a stickler to that.
Okay.
I respect it. That's the day.
I have respect for that too. It's the reason I asked is because we have to buy a tree this year, and I noticed on the internet that a lot of people were talking about this was going to be the year that people put their tree up much earlier than usual. Because people are so just kind of, Christmas makes people happy, and 2020 has sucked, so that's part of it, I
might break out the Carpenter's Christmas portrait early, but I'm not going to decorate early.
Okay.
Neil didn't.
The Carpenters, that's not a good one.
Not a fan?
What?
I love them. They're great. They're great. I meant to say that
That's
I love.
almost what our intro music was tonight. We
it's
were
what we
between
thought
the
about.
You have to
instrumental
remember,
thing
she's
and the
from Iowa,
Carpenters.
and most of us are from like the deep south. So I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
I grew up on the Carpenters and the Muppets Christmas.
Oh yeah. I
Love
raised
the
my
Muppets
kids to the
Christmas.
Wiggles Christmas, so I understand.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
You had to deal with the Wiggles?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely. Listen to the Wiggles. Oh, Campbell made us listen to the Wiggles. The Wiggles Christmas VCR tape. I'd bet 8 times a day for 2 months.
Oh, my.
It was brutal.
I missed all that.
Wow, that is horrible.
It was horrible. Well, hey, thanks for the call. You guys stay safe up there in D.C., okay?
Oh, you bet. Y'all have a good one. I love the show, and keep going.
Thank you very much. Thank y'all.
Avery says the Muppet Christmas Carol movie is the best.
It's fine. It's good. Yeah,
I've not seen it.
I'm all right. You never seen a Muppets Christmas Carol?
I don't think so. Because the oldest of my kids turns 14 in 2 weeks.
Okay, but it's not new.
No, but I don't remember seeing it.
We hate Christmas Story. That's the only thing that that's the only thing we're very stringent about.
It's an overrated film.
Oh God. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, so we have a line.
Hey, y'all, it's Darius from Memphis.
Hey, Darius, what's up?
Hey, I got a hypothetical question. This may be more so for Neil. Let's say LeBron wins the championship this year,
Okay.
and Kevin Durant and the Nets win next year. They will make LeBron 1-3 versus Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant have one fewer championship than him. What does that do to Kevin Durant's legacy?
Here's my thought. Among people who really follow the league, I think Kevin Durant has ruined his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think there's any recovering from it.
LeBron did play with 3 of the top 5 picks of his draft class.
He
won
did
2 titles with 3 of the top 5 picks of his draft class.
He did. I mean, look, but LeBron is squarely in that number 2 or 3 range of all-time NBA players. He's had an incredible career, but nobody's comparing him to Jordan anymore. It's whether who's better, LeBron or Kobe, and I'm in the minority. I think Kobe's better.
Mm-hmm. And I also think Kobe's better.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that,
Kobe was special, man.
He was super special. And that's what I'm a diehard Lakers fan.
Look, KD.
And I always say that
KD had a chance, right? He had a chance. He had a chance. He was up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals against a 72-win Warriors team. And everyone can say what they want, but Kevin Durant was awful in the fourth quarter of Game 6. He was awful. And then he goes and joins the Warriors. He got a couple of titles. He got his rings. He became an MVP, but no one talks about Kevin Durant anymore. We don't. If I asked Kermit Davis the other day, I said, if you could start an NBA franchise with any player, who would it be? And he talked about Anthony Davis, and he talked about Luka Doncic. He didn't talk about Kevin Durant. That's not who we talk about anymore. If we talk about great NBA players, we talk about who? We talk about LeBron, AD, James Harden, Luka, obviously, because he's incredible. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Right.
We talk about a bunch of guys before we talk about Kevin Durant anymore. Why is that? Because Kevin Durant's sort of seen as a sellout.
Yeah, I think that and recency bias as well. Like, nobody would be putting Luka top 5 had he not done what he did in this series. And KD's been out the whole season.
I don't know, man. I think I would have put Luka, Giannis, and Anthony Davis ahead of Kevin Durant, whether Luka had this playoff series or not. If you watch Luka all season and then said he's 21, I mean, there's a bunch of young guys that I might take before Kevin Durant right now. Ja Morant. There's a bunch of guys.
I'm in Memphis. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, he hurt himself. I mean, look, he leaves the Thunder. Russell Westbrook gets an MVP. James Harden gets an MVP. I mean, you start to ask questions about what was he doing. I mean, and I know that I'm biased because I'm a Thunder guy and all that stuff, but I got to be honest. No one's talking about him anymore. And they've got Steve Nash in Brooklyn. I thought it was a good hire because it's who KD and Kyrie Irving wanted. Mm-hmm. And they've got some good players around them. But if Kevin Durant wants to solidify his reputation, he's going to have to take the Nets to a title. And I'm not willing to bet on that. Not today.
Yeah, that'll definitely. Go ahead. Yeah. I mean, that'll definitely be hard to do just because the NBA is stacked right now. But if he does it, and he does it with the same teammate that LeBron won a title with in Cleveland, then I do think that would do something for his legacy.
Yeah, well, if that happens, call back and we'll have a different conversation. I don't have a Kevin Durant problem. I don't think that's going to happen. If you look at the East, Miami's not going away. This is a good young team. They have really good young players along with Jimmy Butler. I mean, Nunn and Adebayo and Harrow and Duncan Robinson. And, I mean, that's a really good young team. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be together for a while. And then you look at Boston. I mean, Boston's a solid club, and they're playing in the playoffs right now without one of their better players. And there's a lot.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, and Milwaukee, we'll see what happens with Giannis, but they're there. And so I don't think it's a sure thing that Brooklyn just goes straight to the NBA Finals. And so
I don't disagree at all.
If he doesn't win a title, that's his title, because those two titles in Golden State, those were Steph's titles.
Yeah, he's got 2 Finals MVPs to show for it.
Yeah, but those are Steph's titles. That was a Warriors team that won 72 games without him, that eliminated his team by winning 3 straight games. It was a cheap move.
Also, I just want to say that I'm a subscriber. For the past 2 years, I've done the St. Jude Marathon. I've raised close to $4,500 over the past 2 years, and at least half of that money has come from Rebel Grove. So
that's
I
awesome.
appreciate y'all, and I appreciate everything y'all do.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
All right, take it easy.
I do give Rebel Grove credit. We've
raised some money.
We do raise some money for good causes.
I could get Carson down here to talk NBA. He
can go for a while.
Well, he could go for a while. Carson nailed the Final Four of the NBA in October.
That was impressive.
That's impressive. What's up, caller?
What's up, man? This is Groundhog.
Hey, Grind. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Just chilling, enjoying the show, man. You guys doing a good job. But man, I was gonna talk about something else, but you taking KD out your top 5, bro?
Yeah, I don't think he's in the top 5 right now. So Grind. If I tell you today you can be an NBA GM and you can start a team, you're going to have this team for 8 years. You got 8 years to win a title. Who are your 5 guys? You get to take one.
Not as a team, just the 5 guys you
get to choose one of 5 guys. Who are the 5 guys that are on your list that you're choosing from?
Okay, I mean, Luka's on that list, of course.
Yeah. Giannis.
I'm gonna get to Giannis, man.
Yeah, come on, Giannis is on your top 5.
Man, but Giannis choked like crazy, man, with the Bucks. I'm not too sure on Giannis, man. Okay. Everybody sold on Giannis.
All right,
Giannis
Anthony,
to me he's a better version of Ben Simmons, in my opinion.
He's
a better version of Ben Simmons.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Luka Doncic. I mean, you can put Giannis in there just because of a default, just because of the NBA.
He's in my top 5.
I feel like KD has at least five good more years left. At least 5.
So you have KD in your top 5.
Yes, as a top 5 NBA player, as like
with a torn Achilles.
You say what now?
With a torn Achilles.
I believe he's gonna come back. I believe, in my opinion, I believe KD is gonna come back because when you look at this game,
Grind,
he was a sharp shooter.
Grind, the list of NBA players who have come back from an Achilles injury and been the same player is one name. Dominique Wilkins.
I know, man. I know, man. I know it's a short lived.
I mean, Wesley Matthews was an NBA All-Star before he tore his Achilles.
Man, Wesley Matthews wasn't KD though, man. Come on.
No, but
Wesley Matthews.
But Wesley Matthews went from being an All-Star to an average player. And I don't mean that critically, because I'll never be an average player.
So who's your fifth? Just I'm curious. Who rounds out the list?
To round out the list, I mean, okay, look. To be honest, like I'm a LeBron guy, so I'm gonna always go with LeBron. Like until LeBron retires. So
but you wouldn't take him today, because 8 years from now he'd be in his mid-40s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But my other three guys, Jamal, like I feel like the Nuggets, I feel like probably have two of the next top 5 guys.
I do too. That's exactly.
Like,
I'd think about Jokic before I took KD.
You say what now?
I would think about Jokic before I took KD.
Yeah, like with the Achilles injury, yeah. I agree with you too. Like the Lakers probably have 2 players you'll take over KD. But my whole thing is I still think KD is in the top 5. That was my whole thing. Like I don't care where you put him, I still think you have to put him in there just for respect.
Okay. Who would you take, KD or Kawhi Leonard? That's my point.
Still Kawhi. I mean, you got to take Kawhi.
We're running out of spots, Grind. We're running out of spots. The hand's getting full. Who would you take, Donovan Mitchell or Kevin Durant today?
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
Donovan Mitchell is like, Damian Lillard a little bit. Like
Jimmy Butler?
Like almost like died Damian.
Yeah, it's like is Butler or Lillard?
Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant?
I'm not. KD. I'm like Jimmy Nice. To me, Jimmy and Paul George on the same level, and I'm not taking neither one of them over.
Grind.
KD.
That is an insult. That is
I'm telling you, man.
Grind.
I'm telling you,
Grind.
Man.
I love Paul George, but if you tell but Grind, no, stop. If you tell me that I've got one game to win, and that I can have Jimmy Butler or Paul George on my team, I don't even hesitate. I want Jimmy Butler all day, twice on Sunday, 3 times on Saturday before I want Paul George.
Okay, look, my thing is Jimmy Butler, he's a better version of Paul George as of right now, but I wouldn't take neither one of those guys as my one to lead a team. That's what I'm saying. Neither one of those guys I would take. I would feel like, I'm going to win a ring with him as my one. Like, that's my main guy.
Jimmy Butler has taken the Miami Heat they've got to win 2 of the next 5 games to get to the NBA Finals. He's playing on a team with Goran Dragic, Jay Crowder, Duncan Robinson, and who's the other and Adebayo in the starting lineup. Jay Crowder, Duncan Robinson, and Goran Dragic are in the starting lineup, and Jimmy Butler has them 2 wins from the finals. Paul George could not dream of doing that.
He almost did it with Roy Hibbert against the Heat.
But he
LeBron
didn't.
James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade.
But he didn't. I'm just telling you. I love you. This is a fun conversation, but Paul George is just no. I'm with you.
I agree with you.
I love PG, but no.
But it's like, for me, okay.
My son wears his shoes and has his jersey, but no. I like him. I do. I like Paul George the person, but no.
Okay, man. I got you. Only reason I talked NBA because I had just heard the last dude talk NBA, and I was kind of like I said, your little take said threw me off a little bit. But okay,
so who do you got real quick? Lakers Nuggets. Who wins and how many games?
Oh, like I told my boys in the group chat, man. Lakers got 11 games left. They gonna beat the Nuggets in 6, beat the Heat in 5.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So that's that's how, and LeBron gonna get number 4, and and do that. So yeah, that's how. But shoot, I was, and my now they more diehard Lakers fans than I am, and they honestly think that they gonna beat the Nuggets in 5. But I think the Nuggets, I think I got a little more respect for them than that. I think they'll at least get 2.
The way Murray's playing, they're gonna get at least 2.
Yeah, that same way.
Murray's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, but I was calling to see, do you guys, because I know y'all were, really against the players' initial proposal, how they wanted, to get paid and whatnot. Like, you said they,
college
the way
players.
they went about it and whatnot.
I had to switch gears in my mind. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Do you guys think it's first off, do you guys think it's too late for the players to still ask for something?
I mean, the season starts in 8 days, but it depends on what it is they're asking for.
See, I believe they should receive money, but I believe they asked for the wrong thing. What they should have asked for, and you guys can tell me if I'm crazy or not. I'd have had a couple people, told me that that's what they should have did, but they should have, in my opinion. When you look at what these schools get paid for the bowl money, for like, let's say for instance, Auburn, go to the Outback Bowl or whatever, they get $8 million for the Outback Bowl. Well, this athletes should have asked for 10% of the bowl money, and because without the students, without those athletes, you wouldn't have been able to go to that bowl game. And that's where I think that the students should have asked for the revenue from.
I get that. I think that's definitely a better idea than, hey, just give us 51% of everything. That was never going to have a chance because you're asking for something that's not possible.
Yeah, that was a bad ask.
Yeah. And besides, like the TV revenue is like the TV contract is something that's really more tied to the school name, not more so than the athletes.
No, I think it's a loophole that at least you could have some thought in. The after expenses revenue.
Yeah, because like without the players, you wouldn't go to that bowl game. And if people are so against players receiving those type of big checks while they're in school, then you can put it in a fund. And whether the kid goes off to the NFL, whether they transfer, whether they graduate or don't, if they were a part of that bowl team, they should get that money whenever they leave that university. And so that's what I feel like. If they would have came up with that, then they probably not necessarily went through all the way, but they probably could have went a little further with that than their initial proposal.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay. See, that's what I was just trying to see, because I know you guys were just so like, not.
Well, no, I mean it was that deal where you can't come in with the initial offer, the initial ask that they asked for. It was terrible advice. Hey, we want 50% of the revenue. That's a non-starter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it was never going to happen. Nothing close to that was ever going to happen. And if that's how you start the negotiation, it's going to go nowhere. And that's exactly and to prove that, it's where it went nowhere. Hey, thanks for the call, Grind. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Thank you.
What you got?
Just reading back to the stream a little bit. See if we
catching up a little bit.
Yeah,
I understand.
What we got. Let's see. No, it was good NBA calls. There's nothing wrong with those calls.
No, there's nothing.
It was fun.
I mean, it's the conference finals round of the NBA.
Big Ben joining us late. Said he had a date tonight.
I'm gonna take this call and I'm gonna let you talk for a second. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
Who's on the line? Who are we talking to?
Hey, caller, who we have?
Hey, this is Ole Miss Cub.
Cub, how are you doing?
Good. I just have a question for you, Neal.
Neal walked out of the room, so we'll have to wait on that one, or you can ask me either way.
Okay. Well, Neal, when you got into the P90X stuff several years ago, was there a catalyst in your life that made you want to change? Did you have heart palpitations or something? As you were heavy, was there a single moment and you were like, okay, I have to change?
He walked out of the room. He'll be back in a minute. I actually know this answer a little bit though for him. We were covering, I guess it was the 2009 baseball season. He basically got on the scale, hated where it was, and to his credit, just made a change one night. I mean, he was like, hey, as soon as the season's over, whenever baseball's done, whether it's Omaha or here, he's gonna do something. He did P90X all the way through. He did P90X all the way through again, and then basically started running where he ran a couple miles, and one day it didn't hurt, and then the next day doubled that, and ended up running how many ever marathons he's done to this point. Yeah, I'll ask him when he gets back. I don't know that it was like a health problem thing as much as he had gained a lot of weight, and he kind of hated where he was at from a physical standpoint because he had gotten heavy.
Okay, yeah. It's just I'm getting older, so I need to get in shape too. So I just didn't know if there was a single health moment. But, yeah, maybe you can ask him whenever he gets back.
Yeah, he's right here.
All right, thanks, Chase.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Cub. Thank you. I think Cub's gone, but he was still asking. He said, was there a catalyst or one reason why you started P90X and trying to lose the weight 11 years ago?
Yeah, I got fat.
That's what I told him.
Yeah. I was at an SEC baseball tournament, and I looked in the mirror, and I just said, this is not who I want to be. And Ole Miss had a good team that year, if I remember right. And I told myself as soon as that season ended, whether it ended at a regional, a super regional, or Omaha, when it ended, I was starting P90X, and I was going to, by God, do it.
And you did.
And I did.
You cussed him and turned it off and turned it back on. And
Ole Miss lost to Virginia in Game 3, and I started the next day. And had to hit the pause button and go puke and come back and hit the play button. And I did 182 straight days of P90X.
Was it that many?
Yeah.
It was all the way through twice.
Went through twice, nonstop.
Yeah. No day off?
No day off.
You did not take a day off between 90 and 1?
No. Restarted. Because I wasn't.
At that point, pretty compulsive and locked in.
Yeah, well, and I started running a lot because I couldn't finish the yoga, so I did a deal with myself because the yoga was an hour and 30 minutes, and so I did a deal with myself that I would do the yoga until I couldn't do it anymore, until I wanted to go through the television and strangle what's-his-face?
Tony.
Yeah. And I would go walk/run the rest of that, and then I started building on the running.
Yeah.
And you know the rest.
Yeah. It's fair. Let's see. Anything else?
We've been going a while.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Just any wrap-up thing here.
Yeah, real quick, I'll tell you about a couple of people that have been with us for a long time. John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. There's a lot of deals to be had if you're in the travel market. Get in touch with John. Give him some parameters. Give him a budget. 901-494-3387. J. Edwards at regencytravel.net. Grenada Nissan's been with us, God, Chase, since the beginning.
It's about the beginning.
It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, that's the place you should go. They've been great to us. They'd be great to you. Tell them that you heard about it at rebelgrove.com or the Oxford Exxon podcast. You'll get Rebel savings on top of the already great deals at Grenada Nissan. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. We're also brought to you by Oxford University Bank. Check them out at liveoxfordbankoxford.com, 662-234-6668. Bluff City Advisory Group, dedicated to building the future you desire. They've been in Memphis for a couple of years. Their team is comprised of established and seasoned financial experts who've came together to serve individuals and families of their beloved hometown. You can get in touch with them at 901-365-3447 or Ben at bluffcityadvisory.com. And we're brought to you by Bain, Moss & Bowen, PLLC. They're located in Corinth. And that law firm practices a wider range of law, from DUI defense to car wrecks to representing government entities. Bain, Moss & Bowen is the only firm in Mississippi that is made up of a sitting state legislator, a former assistant district attorney, and a former circuit court judge. Their experience is unmatched in that regard, and you can tap into it by visiting them at 618 East Waldron Street there in Corinth, or by calling them at 662-287-1620.
So we're in the, just last thing, we're in the conference finals of the NHL?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, just kind of pulling it up.
I haven't had time for that.
Yeah, game 6 going on right now. So
conference finals. Who's left?
Well, I said in the West, I have no clue. The Lightning and the Islanders. So Tampa and New York are playing game 6.
All those games are in Canada, right?
Too. Yeah, that is correct.
What'd you think of Deion Sanders getting the Jackson State job?
We didn't, did he? That was a false report, right?
I think it's true.
Oh, it is true?
I think it's basically true.
Okay. A lot of misinformation going around about that today.
About all that's left is for Hugh Freeze to get the Southern Miss job.
My question with that is why? If you're Dion, why? Because it's not even an elevate job. You know what I mean? Like,
does he want to coach?
Well, okay, but I mean, I get it.
I mean, if he wants to coach,
it's a start.
It's a job.
Yeah. But Joe Buck finds out he's going to be joining his father in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Seeing that on Twitter. So
the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I wonder if you told Joe Buck you can make one Hall of Fame. Would he want football or baseball?
Baseball.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
He'd want baseball. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's even a thing. No doubt. So Burrow started the game today, 12 for 15 for 110 and 1. I don't know where he is now, but that's where he was at one point. Now they only have 13 points, but
Cleveland has the ball, 21-13, 8.5 to go in the third.
Yeah.
So how did Cleveland get beat the way they got beat in week 1 and play like this in week 2? It's overreaction Monday.
It's week 1 of the NFL.
You got to be so careful.
We had no preseason games, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot different.
Yeah, so whatever. It's all good. Let's see. That's all I got. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
So we'll come back on Saturday night. We'll try to be a little more technologically advanced than we were tonight. We did okay. We got a camera. There's a new camera in that box right there.
Okay.
Got to get to it. So we'll do some things. I thought in hindsight, week 1 probably went a little better than maybe I thought it would, but we got to get better for week 2.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We made improvements. It's definitely much better than it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. So.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Great crowd tonight. Enjoyed all the calls, the comments, and the thread. Pretty lively live stream. And again, a couple days away. So appreciate it.